Of course it was. It wouldn't be that easy. Yeah, it would be if you just talked to her. If you just talked to her,
But,
she would.
but talking!
But talking, oh, what? Huh? What? How do you do that? It would certainly make things easier. But if I don't, my imagination will run wild. Fantasizing about her writing to this other man, and what she might be putting in her correspondence. I'd be better off knowing the truth than torturing myself with fantasy. It's the better option.
Jacopo accepted every letter Maria delivered without fail. He would merely nod as he accepted it, his face contorted in discomfort, and then pore over the text when he was alone. I assume he did not want her to see his heart sinking into darkness. Had he put his trust in his wife rather than Maria, he would have almost certainly been able to realize the letters were directed at him, despite the altered recipient's name. Everything she wrote about concerned him, after all. How could someone who had lived as isolated a life as her have so many identical experiences with two distinct men? Why could he not find it in himself to trust her? Perhaps doubting her was simply easier. If you were in his position, would you trust her? I would talk to her!
Yeah, okay. I would be like, wouldn't he be suspicious that parts of the letter are cut off?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends how it was cut, but yeah.
And then wouldn't she like, hey Maria, are you sure he's getting these letters? And then I would just like write his name in the middle of a letter instead of writing it at the top or bottom. So like then she can't fuck with it. But
would you maintain faith in her, the woman who had waited so long? No, that's a good point. And it's also striking to me how different he looks between his sprite and these CG.
oh my god, I was about to say that, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't say. I thought I was like that. That's not Jacopo.
Yeah. So I
like
mean,
he's way more dark in his sprite. Here he just looks like a vampire.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume there's a reason for that, but it is very striking, the difference.
I'm sticking with my reincarnation.
Would you maintain faith in her, the woman who had waited so long? Would you believe in the feelings she professed for you were genuine? She continued writing letters day after day, week after week, without hiatus. She had, by and large, run out of things to say, but that did not put an end to her letter writing. She simply repeated what she had written before. Nevertheless, they did not see one another in person. The white-haired girl, forbidden from leaving her shed, could only wait for her husband to pay her a visit. My beloved, there is a little bit of fog out today. Weather like this reminds me of my home country. I was born on an island perpetually covered in a thick fog. I'm not saying I would like to return, but thinking about it does make me feel rather homesick. Does that happen to you? That reminds me, aside from that one time, you have not told me much of your homeland. It would be nice if we could pay a visit together sometime. Speaking of which, before I left, an exhibition of some sort was held there. I was unable to attend, but perhaps you had the chance when it was near you. I imagine you would have, with your interest in new technology. Next time you have a chance, I would enjoy hearing what they have on display.
An exhibition? Oh, that's right. There was one. Oh, is this where he's gonna be like, oh, that's me? It was a year ago. Got quite a bit of attention since it was supposed to have been held in Paris. I was busy preparing for our wedding. I had no time to attend an exhibition. And while I was doing that, giving you, a woman I had never met before, my full attention, you were giving yours to a different man? Has this been going on for that long?
Had he simply stepped up and taken action, he could have put an end to the stream of letters, each of which gave rise to further misunderstanding. He needed merely ask the white-haired girl in person to whom the letters were addressed, whether what they described were true, and the twisted threads of his confusion would have all been unraveled. But he made no such effort, relying instead on Maria to serve as his intermediary. I feel as though I have now, at long last, come to understand just what kind of man Jacopo was. A very stupid one. While he had a great deal of pride in his capabilities, he had far less confidence in him as a person. If he had faith in himself, perhaps he could have put faith in his wife as well. Had his pride not been so twisted, perhaps he would not have been so afraid of being hurt. Indeed, he was afraid. Afraid of being rejected by her. Afraid to face a reality where his beloved partner scorned him. Where the woman he loved laughed at him disdainfully. Where she and countless others mocked him. The thought of it paralyzed him. The environment in which he had been raised played a significant part in his state of mind, I expect. Occasionally, the name on the letter would change. Maria was making the white-haired girl out to be having affairs with multiple other men. She could never do any such thing, of course. But Jacopo, thinking Maria to be his only ally, believed everything she said.
If I could figure out who this man is and where he resides, I could make him tell me every last detail about his relations with my wife. But what if that information went public as a result? If news of her infidelity spread and were to reach the Cosca?
The fate of the Beasatis is in your hands, son.
Hi, Toast.
Hello, Toast. Thank you for coming to the stream. There's a limit to what we can accomplish on this tiny island. If we don't turn our attention outwards, we will wither away and die. And not just this family. The whole land will find itself famished and emaciated, defenseless against invasion as we waste away. It's been pretty good so far. Yeah, we've been enjoying it. And as for why Maria is doing this, we're not entirely sure so far.
Yeah,
but
we just know that like their family used to have like beef with each other.
This takes place
and then
in...
she left.
Yeah, like this takes place in 18... Frick, I forget the exact...
69?
Something, so yeah, somewhere around there. So they're both Italian, I believe. And as Kanetsu said, their family had bad bloods. As kids, they were friends, but then they were separated for a long time, and something must have happened in between that time to make Maria turn against him. I won't stand by and watch my homeland crumble. Sure, our methods may be crude and not always worthy of praise, but they produce undeniable results. The unfortunate thing is, the previous Capo Famiglia was an incredibly reticent man. It took all he had to merely preserve his small chunk of the world. I am not like that, and neither are you. The most I can do is lay the foundation to make it easier for you to work, which means everything rests on your shoulders. Both the future of the Bearzati family and the future of this country. It all falls on you. The marriage is happening too quickly. It would be madness not to hurry, given the circumstances. You should be well aware of that. We need the Bearzati name climbing the social ladder in short order, or we're going to have everything ripped from under us. If the woman isn't to your liking, you can find another one that is. She's only going to be a wife in name. But listen to me, son. You must not allow her to fool around. What are the most vital things to have in our society? Money? Power? Yes, those are important. But what matters most is respect. No one's going to follow a couple famiglia they can't respect. They'll try to undermine your authority. Once someone deems you weaker than them, courtesy goes out the window, and that's a judgment that's near impossible to overturn. Betrayal spreads like a fire through a forest. And once that flame's lit, the both of us come crashing down. You must not let anyone look down on you. You must not let anyone think you're the kind of man a woman can walk all over. If by any chance your fiancée is ever unfaithful to you, kill her before anyone finds out. Your place is above others. Climb to the top. Never be content with someone above you. And never forget the weight you carry on your shoulders. This is your responsibility. The fate of the Basatis is in your hands. Kill anyone who stands in your way. Aim for the top.
I must keep intercepting her letters. I must keep her locked up. I still have work to do. I cannot allow anyone to learn about how she's disgraced me. Kill her. That's how my old man says to handle it. That's the last resort. It's not yet. Ugh. God damn it! It's downright wrong for me to be even having these feelings for someone. Fuck!
Master, your carriage is waiting outside. How are you coming along?
Did you not just hear the big fuck?
Oh, I was ignoring that. We've all been ignoring your shouting.
Come on.
We heard nothing about how your fiance may be, your wife may be cheating on you.
Coming along. Oh, that's right. I had an inspection scheduled today. I'll be right out. Have him wait.
Welcome back, Justin.
I like that kumpooper.
Is something the matter, Master? You look a little hazy.
I'm fine.
If you're not feeling well, you should stay.
I said I'm fine!
Okay, you don't have to get all snippy.
It's not your job to try and infer my condition.
Yes, sir.
Damn it. Keep it under wraps. Act like normal. You can at least do that much, damn you. You could also go outside and talk to your wife. You're already outside.
Blasphemy.
Take care on your trip, Master.
Yeah. Hmm? It's not the usual coachman. I also feel like I've seen him somewhere. It's you!
Your fault.
What?
That we.
Hey, speak up!
Die, Jacobo Biazati! Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, what?
Master? There's a knife in your stomach. Oh God! Someone! Anyone!
Oh, she's gonna die. Silence! Don't make a scene! Call a doctor!
Yes, sir.
Ha! Now I remember where I've seen him before. That's right, I put his factory out of business. I needed it out of the picture to expand my own business. Ah. I guess he held a grudge about that.
Just maybe.
Yeah, just a little one. I should have been more careful. Blood flows with surprising abundance from a stab wound. It's not stopping either. Son of a bitch. The world is going white. Come on now. You have to be kidding. Rip.
Pepperoni and cheese.
I know very well what kind of man you are. Maria? White hair girl?
Thank you for the bits, Justin.
You wouldn't hesitate to lead a blind man off a cliff if it furthered your own goals. You make money off of others' lives. You stand upon a mountain of corpses, cackling at everyone below you. For a man like you, love comes as naturally as flying. Guess what? You don't have any emotions. And you never have. You've always been this way. Oh, I think that was him.
Oh.
He's dying.
The way you said that.
My childhood was day after day of mockery. You're just a bunch of nobodies trying to pretend your name means anything. They would say, staring and glaring. Maria treated me as an equal. But she was the only one. I wanted to show them up. And to do that, I had to rise to the top. Or at least high enough that I could laugh at them. My old man wasn't the only one who wanted that. I did too. I had to make them acknowledge that I had value as a man. Who actually wants to go through life being laughed at? I had to make them recognize that what I did had value. And I needed neither love nor compassion to do it. Or that's what I thought. In the beginning, I only ever intended to use that woman. I simply needed her to build a name for myself. When she served her purpose, I would simply cast her aside.
I know, right? Thanks.
That's what I thought. Or rather, that's what I endeavored to make myself think. But deep down, I felt bad for her. I pitied this woman who was being made to marry a man she had never even met before. I'm sure what she really wanted was to have a regular marriage with someone she loved. But because her family wanted to cling to their name, she wasn't afforded that opportunity. I wanted to do something for her. It didn't have to be anything grand. I genuinely wanted that. The day of our wedding was when I first saw her. Her face, partially obscured behind the veil, was gorgeous. And crucially, she was smiling at me.
Justin is getting naughty.
I had expected to find only gloom and despondency in her eyes. But instead, she smiled. The moment I saw that smile, I wanted it to be a permanent part of my life. I truly did want to ensure she always had a smile on her face. And then what happened? Huh?
Then Maria happened.
Oh.
Though, in all fairness, it still is, as Bink said, toxic masculinity that he fell so easily for Maria's tricks.
Right. And lack of common sense. Is this my room? I'm alive? Damn it! Ugh, I feel nauseous. What time is it? Dabbing. The world's a blur.
Dabbing is naughty.
So hot.
See, even Hakopo
Not
thinks so.
You mustn't get up.
That always cracks me up every time.
The doctor said bacteria entered your body through the wound. Because of that, you have a very high fever.
What are you doing here?
I was told you had been badly wounded.
I broke the door down and came here.
But thankfully, it was not fatal.
How did you make it out of?
Pardon?
Oh, I see. Maria opened it.
Would you like some medicine to reduce the fever? It should help you feel better.
Yes. No.
Huh?
Stay by my side for a little longer. I think you're gonna die.
Is there anything I can do for you? You can ask me anything.
My hand.
Your hand?
Could you hold my hand? If you don't want to, that's fine.
Like this?
Your hand is quite cold.
It probably feels that way because of your fever.
Yay, she's free. She should have just ran. Awkward. So,
Yes?
I've done some regrettable things to you.
Nah.
Just some, just a little bit. Please forgive me. To tell you the truth, from the moment I first saw you, I felt like you were what I had been searching for my whole life. Laugh if you'd like. I felt like I had finally found you. But I couldn't act around you the way I honestly felt.
You should You should get some sleep.
I just love that. He starts talking about all this stuff. You should sleep.
I mean, if you're saying all this actually nice stuff, you're really near death.
Could you keep holding my hand until I fall asleep? If you don't want to, that's fine.
My hand is in yours.
Thank you.
You appear to be quite delirious, Master. Those are things you should be telling your wife. Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
So was he hallucinating?
I'm guessing that's the case, yeah. Those are things you should be telling your wife, not me.
Please don't tell me like, when we're done with these little... No, we're not Hakopo, are we? Because I don't want to be Hakopo.
I don't think we're him, no. Because there have been various masters of the house.
But you are my wife. Good one. It was all a dream. Of course it was. It wouldn't be that easy. Yeah, it would be if you just talked to her. If you just talked to her,
But-
she would.
But talking!
But talking, oh, what? Huh? What? How do you do that? She would never come to my room. She's involved with other men, as far as I know. Hakopo, may I come in? I have another letter. I have another letter.
He opens it up and it's just, help me, help me, help me. Right, Binks?
And she's not free.
The white-haired girl's persistent letters did not improve anything, but simply stoked the flames of misunderstanding. This continued for several months,
Jesus!
though outside the sun shone with the gentle warmth of spring. The cold, bitter winds of winter had still relentlessly blew through Hakopo and his wife. Not allowed to leave her shed and never receiving a reply to her letters, the white-haired girl's only source of information was Maria. Week after week, her circumstances remained the same, but something else was beginning to show signs of change. Her mental state. Well, yeah, being locked up in that
Yeah.
place. Oof.
For months? It's pointless, madam. You're only wasting your time at this point. I saw him throw your letter into the fireplace. He's not going to read anything you write, no matter how much of your soul you pour into it. He cares more about money and work than love. That's the kind of man he is. Just give up and file for divorce already.
No. I will get through to him. Everything will go back to normal. I have faith. Oh, my letters may go up in flames, but my faith will not be lost with them. As long as I keep writing, eventually I will get through to him. So I cannot stop. I cannot.
Do you have any idea about what he says? Do you have any idea what he says about you, madam? Hakopo doesn't trust you in the slightest. He goes around calling you a witch, a man-eating devil woman. That's you. It's awful. There's no one as pure and as beautiful as you.
He says I'm a witch.
Listen to me, madam. He never for a second actually loved you. He just wanted the influence attached to your name. Wanted to mingle with the upper class. He used you.
But last year, when we went out together, he gave me the Finascus wheel at the photography shop. He had the owner make it especially for me.
He was just trying to win your favor. If he really cared for you, he wouldn't have gotten you a paper toy. He would have gotten you something like a ring, or a necklace, or some perfume. Perfume. A nice dress. Something women really like. Has he ever given you anything like that?
He doesn't have any feelings for me?
I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand to see you going through this. But I don't know when to shut my fat trap. I went too far. The last thing I need to be doing is hurting you worse. You know, for everything I've said, your unwavering dedication is really impressive, madam. I know I've suggested you get a divorce, but to be honest, part of me kinda doesn't actually want you to split up. What?
She's just pulling her around. Like, everything coming out of her mouth is a lie.
Yeah, like, just a couple lines ago you said, just file for divorce, madam. You know, I actually don't want you guys to split up. What?
Like, I think what she's doing is, like, by saying you should file for a divorce, and that she's, like, faking concern for the white-haired girl. But then when she says, but you know, you kind of are still nice together, she's also sort of dangling hope in front of her. So that it dates back.
All the lore.
Yep.
Run over the dog.
Oh!
Boss.
I love how it says runaway going this way, but when it goes the other way, it's backwards because they just mirrored the spread. I'm not sure if we're gonna see it going the other way though.
Oh, I
hoping.
forgot a present. Oh well. It was probably just
It
food.
was just a skip sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
You can't stop us!
Now, what's the logic here? That their music just drives ghosts away?
I guess so.
Something about like their happiness or their joy
Yeah.
is it's like, yeah, I can't handle it.
Oh boy, welcome to Freed.
What?
Permanent night town. We're just gonna leave you kids here.
You'll be all right. It's not like there's like death surrounding this place.
Zoom.
Run away.